This is Alex.
Shut up.
And this is Yaman. That's right. You heard it right.
He's back. He's here. We were about to...
Return of the Mac.
Yeah, this was about to not happen. We had some more technical issues. Yaman, tell the people...
It wasn't a technical issue.
Tell
it was
the people...
Yaman being an idiot.
Yeah, it was more of a physical space issue.
I literally did everything right. That was literally... I have a list of rooms that I reserved, and that was one of the good rooms. But today, for some reason, I couldn't connect to the internet in that room. So I had to think on my feet, and I am now in an empty classroom.
Okay.
Hopefully no one comes in. And if anyone does come in, I will growl at them. And
is it like one of those high school classrooms, or is it
yeah, it
like
is,
a big...
yes.
Oh, okay, cool. I was thinking like you're in a big, huge vaulted ceiling, like a
those
theater,
are usually locked.
by yourself, sitting in the center of the room.
Yeah, oh shit. Yeah, no, those are usually locked.
Yeah, I was
What was
thinking
it?
you were in some sort of
What
like...
did I just see on Twitter?
No
Wait.
one cares.
Wait, no, so Yaman, is there any other way... Are there any other spaces you can reserve besides those random study
there's
rooms?
a whole other library. Well, there's just more study rooms.
Yeah, but
Other spaces?
Yeah, do you typically go to the same building of study rooms is what I'm asking.
It's a library, yes.
Okay. Is there another library or anything like that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Have you tried those out?
No.
Okay.
Because, like, this is our main library. It's, like, the one that's in the middle, and it's, like, big.
True. I don't know. I don't want to ask you to, like, go scouting out things, but maybe go scouting out things.
We'll see.
I know that sound room that's usually really nice and would, like, be the ideal recording situation for you. Doesn't that close at, like, 6 or something?
Closes at 7? 7.
7. Okay. That's weird. That's weird that they would put a timer on that, but whatever.
Well, it's like kind of like you walk into the room and it's like a huge space. There's lots of different areas. There's like whiteboards and there's like certain rooms you can go into as well. So that whole like area closes at 7. It's not like just that one room.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's
so
called...
you could theoretically just get locked in there forever and spend the night.
Yes, but I don't think they would just forget that I was in there. There's a lot of equipment in there, a lot of like expensive stuff that I'm sure they don't want people.
Isn't there like, I'm sure actually this is like existed in multiple different movies and shit, but people who get locked up in places after they close, like people who get stuck at the zoo or perhaps have a night at the museum.
Corduroy?
The little bear?
The bear.
Aw. I remember reading that as a kid.
So, it's a good story.
You good? That was cute.
And he lost his button, and then the little girl saved him and took him home and gave him a new button.
Did they ever make a corduroy movie?
No, they made a Benjamin. What is that little bear movie? There's a British movie.
Paddington. People fucking love Paddington.
Ted is fucking garbage. Don't ever say that again.
Ted and Paddington are in the same animated bear cinematic universe, the ABCU, if you will. Patrick, you really love, this is not bear related, but it's animated movie related, Coco. You really love Coco, which coincidentally,
I love that fucking movie
coincidentally
so
is
much.
the name of one of my dogs. So whenever you say, man, I really fucking love Coco, I'm like, oh, Patrick.
You think
you made fun of my disabled dog, but you really love her.
I've seen twice and I've explicitly told that I hate.
Why do you hate her? She doesn't do anything.
She's
just
fucking
like,
annoying. She barks and she growls at me.
Yeah, but she's like...
Yeah, but what? What are you going to say? Yeah, but what?
Yeah, I live with her, and you kind of get used to it.
Get growled at all the time, I'm sure.
But it's growling in the same way that, like, a tiny creature growls at you, in where it's kind of cute. Like,
it's not. It's
like a
gross
hamster.
and
It's like a hamster growling at you. Like, you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't touch it, but it's still kind of cute.
A hamster growling at you?
Yeah.
Like, how often do you get growled at by hamsters?
Well,
every time you say
it's
hamster,
a purely hypothetical thing. Or maybe if you got growled at by a bunny or another...
Why are you listing animals that don't growl ever?
Well...
You can't think of one animal that growls, you dumbass.
I'm trying to think of one thing that growls but is cute, but most things that growl are dangerous. I was going to say rats
a kinky chick.
are not good. A what?
You know what raccoons? I love fucking raccoons.
A kinky chick.
A kinky chick.
Is what I was going. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
thank you, Yaman.
I've been looking at videos of raccoons for like hours in the last week, and
Why?
because they're so cute. They're my favorite animal, and they got little hands. They can grab you and stab you to death.
They grab you and stab you to death.
Is that supposed to be an imitation of me?
I'm just mocking you. Yeah.
That was awful. 0 out of 10.
Wouldn't like raccoons carry diseases though? Like they're incredibly dangerous.
They're just like any other animal. You can inoculate them. You can give them shots for rabies.
But they cannot be domesticated.
Yes, they can. There's tons of like James Gunn owns a raccoon.
Is that?
Yeah.
The guy who made Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy
has a raccoon.
He owns a raccoon.
Did he name it Rocket Raccoon or something?
I'm not certain, but I would not put it past James Gunn to have named his raccoon Rocket.
That is fucking... I can't believe I've never heard of this. That feels like something he would like talk about a lot on Twitter.
Raccoons look like a person inside a very small... Like a small person inside a very small suit that's supposed to be a raccoon because they have little hands with 5 fingers and they can grab stuff, and when they like move and do those little like they're combing themselves and like grooming themselves, they look like people. It's so weird.
God, he actually has a raccoon.
He does. He takes it out on the red carpet with him.
That's so fucking... That's like kind of cute, but also like potentially dangerous because you often hear about people... You often hear about people trying to have pets that... animals that shouldn't be pets, like monkeys, or like people that are like really like...
That's like a chimpanzee. Chimpanzees are like 200 pounds of muscle. It's a raccoon.
Well, raccoons can still scratch your face and shit, but like what about people who raise bears and like the bears love them and shit?
Those are fucking idiots. Those are...
or raise like tigers or other deadly animals. Like I've seen people... like those crazy YouTube videos where they're hugging bears or hugging tigers, and they have to be like
terrifying.
They have to be really careful with them, so they're like, because even when they're hugging you, they could physically crush you and like crush your bones.
If it hit you with its paw, you would die. That's how fucking strong bears are.
Yeah, it would like knock you the fuck out. Except unless you're The Rock, who raised that gorilla from like
it
was a
stupid
tiny
idea
monkey.
Have you seen the trailer for that yet?
Yeah, Yaman.
It's like Mighty Joe White.
Mighty Joe White.
You ever seen
Joe White, yeah.
Mighty Joe Young, but
funny.
he's a white gorilla.
Joe Young, Mighty White, yeah. No, I don't
Mighty
know.
Mouse.
Are you trying to like put in some subliminal white supremacist messaging?
No.
That's exactly. How did you catch it?
Whites.
It was.
I've exposed you,
subtle.
Yaman.
It was so subtle.
We all know you miss these podcasts to attend your Unite the Whites rally.
Shut the fuck up. Stop talking. Close your face.
Close your face.
God.
Excuse me.
You can only really say that to Pac-Man because his entire face opens when he opens his mouth.
Well, I just said it to Alex, so...
Is he Pac-Man?
Yeah.
Checkmate.
I mean, that's called transitive property.
Damn, you got me there.
What's wrong with the trans people?
That's not what I said at all.
Is Yaman transphobic?
Man, how did that happen?
That's gonna be the title of this episode.
No, the fuck it's not.
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
That goes along with my rule of nobody cares about us.
Yeah.
In the title game thing, because Penny will often recommend like, let's just call it "We're Crazy" or something like that, and I was like, no one gives a fuck. Type in something like clickbaity.
I haven't suggested anything like that for a while.
Yes, you have.
Like in the past 20 episodes, I've
not at all.
Absolutely. Like
20? We've done like 20.
We've done 32. This is the
10 more than 20.
Episode.
You're right. 10 more than 20.
10 more than... Well, yeah. So I haven't done it since at least episode 12, I'm pretty sure.
Bullshit. No.
We did it once.
Much more recently.
We did it once when I fucked up the podcast.
I'm going to go in the group chat and find something.
That was a long time ago. I promise you. You know, I was shocked when I went back through our episode list and discovered that me fucking up the recording that one time happened something crazy like 20 episodes ago. Like
it's been a long time.
Yeah, it has been a long time. Honestly, even just like looking through old like episode titles, I'm like, why the fuck did we think of that? That sounds like that doesn't make any sense. Like sell your children for loot boxes. That's fine on its own, I guess.
I think I like all the titles that we have.
I think there are some really strong ones and really weak ones.
We take way too much time to pick a title.
It doesn't matter as much as we think it does.
Way longer. Yeah, way longer than it should.
I mean, no, titles are important. Like
titles are all. It's like the cover of a book. What are you gonna? You gotta pick.
It's important. Like you can't name it something fucking dumb. It's really easy to pick a bad title. But it's like hard to come up with a good title. I literally
only listen to podcasts based on their titles. Like Funhouse Podcast will come out with like, we're talking about PubG for the 80th time. It's like, I'm not listening to that. And then they'll say it's just like, Michael Jones is on. It's just like, well, fucking goddamn, yeah, let's go.
I mean, those podcast titles are also really clickbaity
Oh yeah, they
as
mentioned
well.
that a lot. They're not even a little bit. No, they're completely transparent about that. We just get a very clickbaity title.
But that's like there's like a self-awareness to that where people are like, yeah, we need to do this for like views. It's just like the data proves that if you have a clickbaity title, you'll get more views.
I would say
and shit, so.
that it's not unfair to, if the major subject of what you're talking about is that, then it's not unfair to name it like whatever it was. Like the recent one that they had. Yeah, I'm not watching this one. I'm not listening to this one. Fortnite Battle Royale is the king of gaming in all caps with a question mark. I'm not listening to that.
That sounds, yeah, like what the fuck else do they have to say about Fortnite?
They've been talking about those two games, PubG and Fortnite, for like 8 years.
Yeah, I know. I honestly feel bad when we bring them up because I'm just like, everyone is talking about this shit. Like,
I love that game.
Need to talk about
Fortnite's fun. I recently won a game of my own.
You know what? I am shocked
saw
to
that.
see Fortnite overtake PubG. Because
Why?
when Fortnite Battle Royale came out, it was when PUBG was already really popular, and people were like, "Oh, this is obviously just like a ripoff of PUBG, and they're trying to like cash in on the craze." But it works. They are more popular than PUBG now.
Not only that, Fortnite wasn't even a battle royale game, was it? Like,
to begin
it came
with,
out.
no.
It was like a co-op, like
There's
Zombie.
a whole separate
defense game.
mode.
It was a
to
castle
Fortnite
defense.
that
and
was
then they were
originally
like,
supposed to be.
hey, we're adding this little battle royale thing you should try out for free.
And no one else
then they were
buys
like,
the actual
they were
game.
like, I know, they were like, yeah, the battle royale mode is free, but if people play it, it'll make them want to buy the actual game. But nobody plays the actual game. The game has become the battle royale game mode that they added.
Right.
Which I find hilarious.
Yeah, and it's funny. You go to the Fortnite subreddit and you'll see people that are really salty about them abandoning their base game that was just like literally base building and protecting against zombies. But that game wasn't even like very popular to begin with. So it's definitely a vocal minority because you have all these millions and millions of people playing the free battle royale mode. Like I see people all the time like posting their like victory screenshots on Snapchat and Instagram. People who I am surprised even play video games to begin with, like posting that shit. I'm like, wow, holy shit, you're a total like frat douche. And
It's
you're,
so
like,
approachable
playing
though.
Fortnite.
It seems a lot less impenetrable than PUBG because PUBG looks like one of those very complex. You know, it's got 80 different attachments that you can get for one gun.
There's more to it, yeah.
And
and that's the appeal for some people like me. I like that it's more complex. I'll admit Fortnite is
free.
That's not what I was going for at all. Thank you for completely
that's
missing
an important
my point.
component though.
It is.
The barrier to entry is just incredibly low, but I understand what you mean, Yaman, that PUBG definitely offers some more depth. It's a lot more streamlined where it's all just about combat and survival, whereas with Fortnite you have that, but you also have this entire like building thing.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
which
People
I never
say
really got a
that,
grasp
and it
of.
makes it seem like it's like, oh, there's a whole aspect about building, and then people think it's just so you build apartments or something like that. No, you just build barriers in order to defend yourself, and then you move immediately because the circle's closing in. You're in that building for like 5 seconds, unless you're in the very center of the circle and it's closing in on you. There's no way you're going to be in there for more than 5 seconds. It makes like tenths of a difference to like how big
it makes
no.
It makes huge differences. My friends and I play PUBG. We also play Fortnite a little bit, but we play a lot of PUBG. When we go from PUBG to Fortnite, like we play a lot of battle royale games, and when we go into Fortnite, you think we'd be able to hold our own, but somebody will build things and like dance circles around me, even if they're not great players. But if they know how to use the building mechanism,
Doesn't that make him a great player though?
How do I? If he's not good at winning gunfights, but he knows how to build around me, lock me in, and then end up behind me somehow. He doesn't have to have the best accuracy because he ended up behind me, and I didn't even know how.
That's true.
And that's
there's that.
That's the difference.
That definitely makes him a better player. Even he knows his weakness. He knows his weakness is like aiming, so he employs like the game's other mechanics. I think that's really smart, and gives other people an avenue to win games that isn't like strictly like gunplay.
It's not always like I'm weak in gunfighting, so I'm gonna build now. It's like, I only have a shotgun, so if I just build a row of stairs up to where he is, then I'm just gonna jump down and shoot him. Like it's just about maneuvering. I mean, like mostly with the people that I've been playing with, I don't play with any of my friends. I just get put into matches with people. Like, well, most of the time they die, but like sometimes they'll build like to get across a gorge or like to get to somewhere else, but they'll never do it offensively. Like they'll never climb into a base and, vault in with like some stairs. They never do that. I've only been attacked by people doing that. I've never had anybody on my team or myself doing that. Smart people, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, when I played Fortnite very briefly, my building experience was accidentally hitting the build button, being like, what the fuck is this? I don't want this. I just want guns. And then
I do that a lot. It's not good.
Yeah. But I ended up learning to, just to put walls down to like take cover. I just ended up using it as like a basic form of like cover creating. But yeah, that's about it. Overall, it's not really apples and oranges. It's kind of like green apples and red apples. But
that's a good way to. That's a really good way to describe it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's also vehicles in PubG. There's a lot of differences.
But there has to be. The map is a lot bigger. A lot bigger.
I feel like how much bigger though?
To the point where you need vehicles. In Fortnite, you can avoid being overtaken by the blue zone by sprinting. In PubG, if you're that far, you need a vehicle. You need one.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying like it's more of a difference. So it's not so much green apples and red apples. It's like a bowl of apples and an apple pie. One is more complex.
That's fair, I'd say. The other thing that I think that is...
I win the analogy.
Okay.
The other thing Royale.
I feel like he was like waiting for us to attack him. He was like, I'm ready. He puts like arms up. Let's go.
Just one for Pat, and I might mark it on my little thing.
There you go, bud. Pat yourself on the back.
Next to 86 marks for you guys.
The other thing worth mentioning is that PUBG and Fortnite, their like performance, like how they run like technologically as games. PUBG is a very clunky game to not only control, but just the smoothness of it, frame rate wise. It caps out at like 30 frames per second, but has constant dips. And on PC, it's like notoriously difficult to run, which is why I don't even bother to play it anymore. But Fortnite's incredibly easy to run. It's 60 FPS on console, I'm pretty sure. I hit 60 plus FPS on my laptop, no problem. And obviously the art style and like map size has to do with that, but Fortnite just feels smoother.
It does.
Fortnite feels like as smooth as something like Overwatch, that same cartoony art style where I really feel the direct input of my character and the actions I'm doing, where in PUBG, it feels like I'm in like a weird simulator game that is super realistic. So I like move clunky and slow because I have all this gear on, and it makes me feel like a fat man, and guns like barely work and shit, and like I have to clumsily hit people with my fists if I don't have guns, But like in Fortnite, it feels more like a game. It feels more like Fortnite is like the Mario Kart to I don't know, Forza Motorsport that is PUBG, like real simulation, like hardcore driving that people can get really into. While Fortnite is like really accessible and you can just jump in and you'll have a great time. There's not really a learning curve.
Is there matchmaking for PUBG?
Yeah. There's no server browser or anything. It's just, what do you want to play? Solo,
and then
doubles, or squads?
You find a game.
Wait, do you find it squad though?
You can matchmake with squads.
So you can have a squad of, you could play by yourself, a squad of 2, 3, or 4, or you can get matched up with randoms, and you can play with 1 random, 2 randoms, or 3 randoms, however you want to do it. Yeah,
it works essentially the same way. And like I've had pretty good experiences, funnily enough, for squad matchmaking in both of those games, where a lot of people will be like, okay, let's jump out together, let's try and like do this and coordinate. I've had like some actually like great experiences doing that. But at the same time, I've also had like really shitty experiences where people either don't have mics or they'll just be like, yo, shut the fuck up. And they'll
if someone starts talking, I mute them immediately. I only play Fortnite, so I guess that doesn't communicate well. But if someone starts talking, I mute them because they're always annoying. They're always playing like some fucking loud music, or they're like a squeaker. They're just like,
yeah, but there's so much, like, part of the satisfaction from that game. I don't play a lot of solo. Part of the satisfaction, like, from PUBG, and I would say Fortnite too, is that teamwork, that, like, you're getting double teamed and then a friend comes up from the side or from behind or does something and he saves you or something like that. When it's like a 2v2 situation and you both kill the person that you were supposed to kill, it's such a satisfying feeling.
Maybe that's more for people who come into the game with a friend or two friends or a team.
Yeah.
But I'm always
doing I can see that being a lot harder. I know. I can see that a lot harder with randoms.
I totally understand. But, like, there's sometimes where, like, I totally, like, we sync up and without a word, like, we both, like, do what we need to do and everything works out and it feels really good. But
it's cinematic
most of the time, everyone else dies and then I hide in a bush and snipe people. And that's the entire game for me. And I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's just like in PUBG when your team wins, the whole team doesn't have to be alive. But there's this, like, feeling when the whole team is alive and wins. It's like, we did it. We all lived. We all put in our effort and we made it. There's like, I can't explain. No other game does, like Fortnite. No other genre does that. Even if it's like a team-based game. There's no better feeling than winning with a squad.
Definitely.
I wonder what the difference is, though, between other games. Is it just the
fact that you don't win as much?
Maybe, but it's almost like open world, but not, because it just keeps getting smaller. Like open world, I've really never played a game that's like it. I feel like I should have an example, but I really haven't.
I mean, it's a fairly new genre.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. It being fairly new. The battle royale stuff kind of comes from, you know, DayZ, H1Z1, those games, those, like, really big open world, like, zombie survival games.
Those were like,
yeah.
Those were like, they were like, what's it called when, like, tech gets released to, like, people that preview it?
Like early access, or just like alphas and betas and shit. Yeah,
that's what those felt like. But Fortnite and PUBG feel like games.
Well,
like,
I would.
PUBG was literally released as
PUBG.
Early
PUBG
review,
was
right?
early access.
Yeah,
PUBG was early access
for
a long time.
Okay, I played it on Xbox, and it's still in the preview program on Xbox.
Yeah.
It's in the game preview, but it feels, compared to the games that you like, DayZ and those, like, it feels like a real game, like a real game.
It definitely feels realer compared to those, but I'd say it definitely still doesn't feel as real of a game as Fortnite. Fortnite is like a professionally made game. It's made by Epic Games, who made, like, Gears of War and shit, and you can tell because one, it's built on the Unreal. Both of these games are built on the Unreal Engine. The Unreal Engine is made by Epic Games, who also makes Fortnite on the Unreal Engine, and then PUBG makes PUBG on the Unreal Engine. And you can tell one has a mastery over it that the other obviously does not have.
When I look at clips of PUBG, it reminds me of DayZ and all those games, because it just sort of seems like, what's wrong with this? There's something there's something slightly incorrect. And then when I look at Fortnite, it's like, when did this game come out? It's just like, I'm not even sure. It's like a whole box packaged game, and it works. And I feel like with people struggling to connect and, like, they're being able to handle the game with PUBG is a lot of the reason that they go play Fortnite.
It is, and the game does have a lot of optimization that still needs to happen, but since Microsoft, like, took it under its wing, PUBG has been getting a lot of improvements, especially since it first dropped on Xbox. They put out, like, weekly patches for the first, like, month, like, big changes that really helped the game run, and they're still supporting it, and I applaud them for that, at least.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I'm seeing a lot of angry people on Reddit saying that the changes and the updates are coming too slowly. Perhaps not performance ones.
That's just the next one. No. I've seen the where you're talking about. That's literally about the next update, where they were like, hey, we're not going to release this a week after the previous one like normal. We're going to work on it for 2 or 3 weeks and then put it out. And everyone's like, what? You guys are...
But also, PUBG is a huge cheater problem, apparently, because...
PC sucks.
I don't think... Oh, wait, is it only on PC? I mean, I guess the majority of it would be on PC, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a huge problem with players from other countries that are just like incredibly cheat prone. I guess that makes sense. Like, I saw some crazy statistic that like 99% of PubG cheaters are from China, which is weird. Like, that's so bizarre to me. And
all right.
PubG apparently didn't have any sort of restrictions from like international players or players that are super far apart from each other getting into each other's sessions, which is why people want them to implement some sort of ping lock. And if you don't know what ping is essentially how long it takes for your console or system to communicate with their server. So if, for example, you are playing on a regular North America server and you live in the North American East Coast, your good ping is like 30 milliseconds. Like, that's normal. But if I'm playing on the East Coast in North America and I'm trying to connect to a server in China, my ping is going to be like 250 plus milliseconds, like something awful. Milliseconds obviously are like, you know, really small and fast, but when you're playing a game
a Twitch shooter
like that, it feels awful. And like the game, there's also just general other bugginess and rubber banding where people, like other characters, will freeze up for a moment and then like teleport like a few more feet away as the game is just like trying to catch up with all that data. So it's a lot rougher experience, and hackers and cheaters can abuse that to just like wall hack and like fuck with other people as they wish, because, you know, what they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Do you remember?
So people want them to address that.
Do you remember when you said something about like the Division is starting to, you know, creep up on the heels of Destiny or something like that? Like it was competing with Destiny now.
Did he say that, or did
I
you
didn't
say
that? It was Alex one time. He brought it up as like a point for the podcast, and then I was just like, "Is it right?" And then I went not like a week ago, because I remembered that you said that, and I looked it up, and apparently there was some like scuffling about it. There was like, oh, is the Division making a comeback and competing with Destiny? It's just like, let's see how big of a lie this is. And then I opened up Division, downloaded the whole thing, and the game is identical. It hasn't had any changes at all. So,
I just go off of what I read on like the articles that pop up on the
I'm
top
not blaming
of
you.
games and stuff.
I'm not blaming you. It's the internet that's a liar. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was like some kind of campaign to bring people back, but I played it for like 20 minutes, and I was just like, I'm still playing a paintball game. It's just like, this sucks still. Airsoft game.
It just didn't make sense because you're shooting people and you empty out a clip and a half to kill them, and it doesn't. I don't know.
You kill some
I don't know if
rioter
they
in a
changed
hoodie,
the
and
I don't
it
know
takes
that
87 bullets to kill him.
I don't know that they changed the combat system. I just saw that they were adding a bunch of other like free content, free updates and things like that to the game.
They changed the UI and made it more confusing, and they changed the the little menu that pops up when you like open your inventory. It has like 87 new slots, and none of them make any sense at all. So they've ruined it completely. There's no more like a value to be gotten from the Division. It was so pretty. Oh my god, that game was so pretty and so cool. And the fucking combat was so bad and so annoying.
It just didn't make like, it wasn't like, I know a lot of games don't make sense, but like it's like Destiny, they're like aliens or you're shooting robots.
So you can
it
sort of
takes,
like yeah, okay, I get that.
Yeah, okay, but like you're shooting a human. You're like, I don't
Wearing
know,
a
I don't really
hoodie.
shoot humans.
Wearing a hoodie
I don't
and, like, a
shoot
lifeguard
humans, but I
vest.
don't think it'd take a clip and a half from an AK to make them fall to a knee. And that, yeah, the hoodie thing, that was like, it was like, this is a boss. He's got 2 hoodies on.
He's 7
you
feet
need
tall.
4 grenades. Like, what?
I think the sad thing is that no one really talks about Destiny 2 anymore.
Is that surprising?
Like, that game died off so quickly.
How sad
I
is
got
it?
my
That
money's
sad?
worth. I played like 200 hours.
I don't fucking understand how you do that, but I mean, I played
Fun
the
game,
beta, and
that's
I
why.
thought it was like incredibly fun. Like, the one thing Destiny gets so right that just makes the rest of it so disappointing is just the gunplay feels
Gunplay
incredible.
is fun.
It feels so
It
right.
does, yeah.
It's so satisfying to just play and move around in that space. So it's disappointing that the rest of that space is filled with bullshit content that doesn't end up going anywhere and is unsatisfactory.
The thing that I don't like is the push to force people to be in games where they have to wear headsets and they have to be like this the entire time, because the entire thing is like physically impossible if you don't all fire on all cylinders the entire time. There should be an option that's like, the matchmaking bitch version. You can call me a giant pussy in the title of the gameplay for it. Like, what is that? Like, Wolfenstein did as like big pussy, stupid baby idiot version. And then there's this like big badass, huge dick version. And I would be like, okay, I'm going to play the other word because it seems like a lot more fun. Like, just a really long Nightfall strike would have been so much more fun with matchmaking. But you have to get a team. You have to put on that stupid little forum. It's just like, no squeakers, level 275 hunter. I just want this many people in this. And then you message them and it's just like, no, I got a full game already. Goodbye. Fuck you.
I fucking hate that there's no raid matchmaking in Destiny. That was just like the biggest killer for me in the original Destiny. Is that I could never play the fucking raids because I didn't know enough people that played Destiny to, like, you know, play the raids.
And didn't want to make a patchwork team of 45-year-olds and 10-year-olds.
Even when I tried to do that, I'd post on like the Destiny like matchmaking subreddit, and I'd just be like, hey, trying to put together a team, run some strikes, get to know people, blah, blah, blah. I always get the fucking quietest and awkwardest people. I'm just like, aren't we all here for the same purpose? Like, we all don't have people to play with, so like, we should really get to know each other. Like, the extent of our conversation was like, oh, I'm down. Can someone get me? Cabal
and
coming up on the left.
Then when we all died, it was always the like everybody sighed, and then some guy was just like, all right guys, so like we really got to get those sensor modules, like we got to get those already, and then that would be it. That would be the pep talk, and then we'd go back into it. So stupid.
The fucking worst part is whenever someone wanted to leave, they would just like leave,
and then the entire team would leave. The entire team would leave.
Like, so-and-so has left the party and left the game, like, just unceremoniously, because they don't owe anything to you. They barely know you.
I did it all the time.
Yeah, I would do that. I'd just be like, I'm not feeling this. This fucking sucks. I'm gonna leave.
You would say stuff?
Me?
Yeah, you would.
I wouldn't say any of that. I would just leave without saying a word.
He's saying he would think that. That would happen in his head, and then he would just leave.
It would be very, very quick before I realized that this team wasn't going to go anywhere. Because in the raid, I'm just going to get talking about Destiny, but like the Leviathan raid, the first thing you spawn in is this like long walkway, and there are Cabal soldiers all standing, you know, at salute. And if you shoot at them, they'll kill you. And if you don't shoot at them, then you don't have to fight them. And there's like 80 of them. And every single time I spawned into a new team, I would immediately go to the mic and was like, don't shoot the guys. And then immediately they start shooting rockets. And then we all die. And then we have to do that again. And I was just like, guys, don't fucking shoot the Cabal. It's just immediately just disappointed in that game. I played it for 250 something hours though. So I guess
disappointed.
It was so
it was worth the money. Yeah.
I don't even think... I don't know. I probably haven't put that much time into a game since like one of the Call of Duties I played back in high school. I don't even have that much. I don't have that time to like do shit. Like,
I guess the game that I thought Destiny was gonna be is like Star Citizen, but it's not. It's not Star Citizen. Yeah. It's like walk down hallway for 8 hours game.
Star Citizen is probably like not gonna happen. Oh, you know what's funny? Funnily enough, wow, this is hilarious and sad. I just booted up Steam to look over like my most played games and stuff. And the front banner on the store page right now is now leaving early access H1Z1 Battle Royale.
Oh no!
Yikes.
Oh no!
Why are we saying oh no?
No. Because it's no longer relevant. Nobody cares who the fuck would play that game when there's Fortnite and there's PubG. Why would you? That's what you get for being in early access for 700 years.
Yeah, they really missed the boat on that one.
They missed the boat. They missed they missed all 100 boats. They missed everything.
My most played game on Steam right now is The Witcher 3 with 78 hours. That's the most I've ever played a game on Steam.
Pathetic.
That's nothing.
I mean, that's a fucking lot for a single player game that I paid $20 for. That's like an insane value.
When you messaged me, I think we've already had this conversation about it, but like when you said $20, I was like, buy it.
Yeah. It was $20 for that and all the DLC.
I would have paid $100 for that game, considering how much I played it. I played like 700 almost hours of that game. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I could probably still go back and play it and like find shit to do.
But I don't want the gaming industry to make me pay like $100. I'm just saying, you guys made a really good game.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we can charge $600 now because they're saying they play it this much. It's like, we play this game this much, and you guys make these games, which are worth maybe 20 minutes of my time, and they should be worth like 10 cents.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, let's move on from that, and let's move on to another game that we constantly talk about.
Oh, Overwatch.
That is Overwatch.
Brigitte.
The new Overwatch character got announced today, and her name is Bridget. And
people are gonna go all Bridget. Yeah,
they're gonna kill you. They're gonna kill you over that. They're gonna.
Is she the only character? No, Lucio's. I was thinking like how many characters there are that have like cool names, whereas like there are other characters that just have their name. Is she just gonna be Bridget?
Yeah.
Brigitte?
I'm gonna call her Bridget. I'm not gonna call her.
Brigitte.
In the video, she pronounces it, and she's like Brigitte or something like with a lot of pronunciation, and I'm just like, I cannot say that. I'm sorry, you're Bridget. But she's a support character, which makes her. She's like in that
my
healing
favorite character
class.
already.
Yeah. They're adding a lot of support characters, but that's fine. She is kind of like half healer, half tank, but she's also seems to be pretty capable of taking care of herself. She's basically got this like power armor, and she's got this like big like hammer club that's kind of like Reinhardt's. Oh, excuse me, it's not a hammer. I think it's technically a mace or like some sort of mace flail. I don't know like what the weaponry for that is, but if I'm like imagining the Skyrim equivalents right now, because that's the only reference point I have for this type of weapon. But yeah, she can melee people with extended range, a rocket flail, so I don't know how that would work. I guess it would just like fucking bounce off and hit a bunch of fucking people. She has she can dole out repair packs, which give health and armor. She has a whip shot, which lets her throw her flail long distance, dealing damage and knocking enemies away from her. And her ult is Rally, which is a lot like Zenyatta's ult, which is just kind of like a general purpose. Bridget moves faster and provides all nearby allies with armor that lasts until it's removed by damage.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. That's cool. She's also got a barrier shield, which is smaller than Reinhardt's, but still pretty cool. And she's got a shield bash.
She can't protect anybody who's not immediately in front of her. I mean, behind her.
Yeah, and she's got a shield bash, so she can hit people with her shield.
And it'll stun them and knock them back.
So that's pretty cool. From the sound of it, like she sounds like a fucking well thought out character with really cool abilities.
Counter for Tracer or Genji, because with that shield bash you can just be like, stop it, and then just hit him really hard.
Yeah.
They just like hit him so hard they like smack into a wall. They go limp and they fall over. I want to do that so many times.
Every time I fuck with a Genji or a Tracer, I like try to shoot them, but they're so small and like fast moving, I can't like fucking hit them. And then they just like fucking kill me, and I'm just like, fuck this game, I hate this shit.
There needs to be a new character called Fuck Genji and Fuck Tracer, and you just use your mind powers to like rip them in half and then throw their bodies into the sun.
It has like homing rockets, but only for those two characters.
Yeah.
For every other character, you need to aim. Or they should just update Diva to have homing rockets for Tracer and Genji.
She has rockets.
Yeah, she does have rockets.
Homing rockets
update
for
her rockets
Genji and
to
Diva.
fuck with those guys.
Yeah.
There's also a bunch of like buffs and nerfs for.
Oh yeah, they've fucking revamped a bunch of characters.
Doomfist hand cannon. His ammo recovery rate increases from 0.8 seconds to 0.65 seconds per bullet.
Yeah, it was really good. And then
the EMP for Sombra is gonna probably piss off Yaman. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's gonna make him happy. No longer blocked by small objects. So if someone hides behind like a dog, then they're not gonna get,
dog. Your local Overwatch
the hack.
dog.
If you hack a health pack, it doesn't give people ultimate charge anymore. It reduced the cast time from 0.8 seconds to 0.65 seconds.
Her hack is
disables
a lot faster, which is
now disables.
Hey, I'm trying to fucking explain this.
Now disables the following abilities: Genji's cyber ability, which is I think is climbing, and Hanzo's wall climb, which I think is climbing. Pharah's hover jets, so I guess her ability to fly. I don't know how you're ever gonna get your hands on her, but like Lucio's healing boost and speed boost. Why didn't that do that before? What the fuck? And his wall ride. Mercy's angelic descent, so she can't fly anymore. Her machine pistol, the spread is made more quick. Or no, not quick.
You said she can't fly anymore. Wait, you just glazed over that. Say
angelic
that
descent. I'm not sure
she can't
what
fly
that is
when
for
she's
Mercy.
hacked.
She can't fly when she's hacked.
Oh, you're still... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Opportunist. What is that? Enemy health bars are now visible when health drops below 100%, formerly 50%.
That's good. I like that.
Translocator duration increased from 15 seconds to 20 seconds, so you can't hop around more. Did you ever have a big issue with how quick you could do that?
Is that Sombra's character
That's
where
Sombra.
she like teleports immediately back?
No, it's the recharge on it. It's 15 seconds, and now it's 20 seconds.
Wow.
Oh, that's
significant.
If anything, I wanted them to make it shorter. That's way too.
But then she'd be like a
15
tracer,
seconds is a long
though.
time.
She could just literally 15
but
seconds.
She's
No,
like a very
she's
limited
still
tracer where you need to think out
very
like,
limited, yeah.
okay, I'm going to toss this around a corner, go like shoot some people, and then teleport right back. Like that's what I would do. And the 15 seconds was still kind of long. You had to like wait for that to recharge, and in the meantime, like, I don't know, bide your time or like shoot from a distance, which doesn't really work. So like them increasing it to 20 seconds kind of just makes that less valuable. Because
why didn't they fix fucking Moira's hands?
What's wrong with her hands?
They're inverted.
No, we shouldn't talk about this. We shouldn't. People are
Talk to me about
annoyed that we
Moira's
talk
hands.
about this. She's got the. I never remember.
He's told you this
correctly.
before.
She's got like damage. She's got damage in left hand, but you press right. No, she's got damage in her right hand, but you press the left trigger to do it, and she's got the healing in her. What did I say the first time? It's
Her
inverse.
left
You
hand?
press left trigger. You press left trigger, and she does her right hand's item. You press right trigger, and she does her left hand's item.
Oh, that would fuck me up. Shit.
It totally fucks you
I
up.
don't like that. Oh, I think that's like that on PC too. I just never noticed. Because when I do left click or something, it's like the opposite hand. So it always felt a little weird to me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I had to just kind of like memorize. I had to when I first started, I was like, okay, I'll look at the hands, and I was like, no, you can't do that. That will fuck you up completely. You have to just learn. You have to just
Yeah.
remember which trigger does what.
And then when you also throw her orbs, I have to like think for a second. I was like, hang on, which one does heal and which one does damage? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like do this, and I throw a damage orb at like an ally, and I was like, god damn it.
Yeah, I do that all the time. It's like I'm here to help, and then
Yeah,
I
especially
just do a
if, like
damage orb at them.
people are already dying, and it's like last minute. I was like, here you go, and it's like
Yep.
damage
Yep.
orb return. I was like, damn it, no, not that one. But yeah, she looks like an interesting character. I know we talk about Overwatch a lot on this show, but I like her a lot. I saw some fucking stupid comments on the Overwatch subreddit saying, the last 6 characters that Overwatch have introduced, 5 of them have been female and only 1 of them has been male. What's with that? A Blizzard? And I'm
Yeah,
just like,
why do you have
oh
a
my
male?
God,
What the hell?
please.
No.
Wait,
Let's
what
not
was
do
the
that.
issue?
Someone was complaining that the new characters Blizzard has introduced since Overwatch launched, only 1 of them has been male out of the 6.
Is Orisa a female?
Yes, very obviously a female.
Is she,
Female
or does
voice.
she have a female voice that you can attribute to being female?
But yes,
Damn,
primarily.
shut down.
I mean,
She's a
sure,
robot. She
She
was
is a
also
robot.
programmed by a little girl named
Sure.
Effie who didn't give her a gender, I'm pretty sure. Unless
She
people
has-
refer to her
she-
as she.
she very obviously has the persona of a female.
Okay, that was sexist.
I mean,
You're racist.
no, it's not. She has a female voice. She has a female
You're
voice
a
actor.
fucking racist.
What is a female voice?
The fucking
what does that mean?
her
huh?
character bio on Overwatch.com specifically refers to her as she.
Have you ever heard
She
a
can
voice
attack
that
from
you
long
don't
range.
give a gender?
I think about this a lot with
I really can't say that I have.
certain.
It's weird.
You know what fucks me up is when voice actors voice characters that look nothing like them. Like the person who voices Timmy Turner is it Tara Strong?
Yeah.
Some other like female voice actor.
It's
And
Tara
I'm just
Strong.
like, oh shit. And then the person who voices Tina from Bob's Burgers is like also just some like guy. So like I think the gender crossing like voice acting stuff kind of trips me up sometimes. I'm just like, wow, that's crazy that your voice can
Dude,
like, come out
the
of you.
voice
I always
actress
think
for
that's so
Naruto
interesting.
is gonna fucking flip your whole life around.
Oh, I think I already know
The
this.
old woman?
I know Naruto's a girl, right?
Naruto's a man.
Okay, Naruto's a man. Oh, no, Ash Ketchum from Pokemon's a girl.
Yeah, a lot of boy characters are played by female actresses.
Yeah. A lot of boy characters especially who have like higher pitched voices or like don't need the like deep gravelly,
Frieza
gravitas.
from DBZ, I believe, was a woman.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, I used to call it her, he, and my cousin would always, it's a she, and then I'd be like, okay, sorry, shut the
Oh,
fuck
Frieza
up.
makes sense. No, I buy that.
Yeah.
I always thought that
I
it
was
didn't
thinking
really
Vegeta
matter
for some reason.
because he or she is menacing as fuck anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying it matters at all. I'm just saying like it's like an interesting like novel thing.
And I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm just saying you're a fucking sexist
Why are you minimizing the accomplishments of women, Patrick? You sexist piece of fucking
because it
shit.
turns me on.
Patrick, one of your
It's
favorite.
your kink.
One of my favorite videos that you've done recently is the ones that like, I think I've really come to appreciate plus size women. You're like, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Because I want to fuck them so much. You're like, nope. You just
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot. I've noticed that a lot. A lot of white knights have gotten on Twitter and gone just like, dude, I can't believe all these bros out here who don't like plus size women. I jerk off to tons of them. It's just like, that is not the point at all. What are you talking about? You fucking psycho.
Dude, there was a guy in my high school who will not be named. Yaman, he actually goes to your college. He goes to GMU. Who,
Okay. What did he do?
He was notoriously, like, he's, like, such a weird, like, nice guy, like, creepy motherfucker who's just like, oh, I love bigger girls. Like, you don't need to be, like, perfect for me, yada, yada. And, like...
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Any girl he'd, like, kind of, like, have a thing with briefly, he'd, like, tell them, like, oh, you should like eat more, or like eat more, or like he'd like buy them food and shit.
Acceptance
like,
and fetishes are completely different things, my friend.
Yeah, he'd be like, oh, I like real thick girls or something like really cringy like that. I just like Jesus Christ. The girl I dated in high school before I dated her, like dealt with this creepo because they went to the same middle school and went into high school together, and so they had like knew each other basically growing up, and he'd constantly just be like, yeah, like fucking like, I got some donuts, you want some,
Yeah,
huh?
God,
Yeah.
that's so gross.
Fucking weird. He still does that shit.
Oh,
he does that
dude.
shit to
He's here?
yeah, he goes to
here?
Mason. He does that to my other
That's
friend
good.
who also
That's
goes to
great.
Mason. Like freshman year or something, they were in line together at some food court thing you guys have over there, and he like asked her about like, oh, what do you eat or something like that, and you'd be like, oh, you can get more than that, and like all this like weird shit, and like my friend just like noped the fuck out of there. She was like, nope, goodbye forever.
Do you think he was into Vore?
You tweeted about that, but I don't know what
What
that
is
is.
It's
that?
my
I
favorite
don't
thing
know
on
what
the
it is.
planet.
You keep saying it.
Patrick,
You
you're
keep
some
saying
weird
it.
shit,
I
so I don't know if
It's
I
my
wanna know
favorite
that.
thing. My favorite one is a picture of Lightning McQueen having just eaten Mater, and he's got a weird, stupid, giant stomach.
Oh, that thing where people are into people
Eating each other.
People?
It's like Timmy Turner having eaten Wanda. What's it? Wanda and Cosmo.
Yeah, Wanda and Cosmos.
Weird fucking people on the internet. That's my
Like,
favorite
how is
shit in the
that-
world. That's all my camera roll.
I don't know what's weirder, the fact that they make it or the fact that you consume
I don't
it.
consume it. They consume me because it's Vore.
Patrick, there's a point where
There's-
viewing
there's-
things ironically becomes unironic.
There's Vore where people get eaten through dicks.
Is this supposed to be like sexual?
I'm not sure.
Like,
I'm
people
not
think it's
really
hot?
sure. I mean, it's
Patrick's like, I jerk off to it, but I don't know if it's supposed to be sexual.
no. I just follow the culture and also jerk off to it. It's different.
Okay, all right. You have to respect it.
All my
See, I'm a
camera rolls.
student of
dudes
internet
somebody
culture, but
up.
I also masturbate to it, so it's part of the learning
I
experience.
also have just
I must know their pleasure.
I've just found the two subreddits that were furry IRL and r/furry, and I've just been like saving every picture that they post on there and sending it to
Patrick, I
people
swear
unprompted
to
without
God.
context. And sometimes I'll do like really try to make it seem like I'm into it. Like I'll send them like, this is so hot, right? And with like a hearty face emoji, and usually they don't respond. Like I did that to my mom yesterday, and she did
Oh
not
my
appreciate
God,
it.
really?
Yeah.
Dude, with your
What's
mom,
wrong
that's
with
like a fucking like boundary.
wrong with you?
Like hell no.
My mom gives like the best disapproving thing. She just goes like, she just shakes her head and covers her mouth.
The audience, yeah, I was gonna say the audience is gonna love that thing you just did into the webcam.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my favorite shit in the world, man. It's awesome.
What if you sent that shit to your dad, but like accidentally? You're just like, whoops, wrong person. Sorry.
Or on purpose.
you guys would be talking about my murder, is what you'd be doing.
That's so. What about your brothers? How would they react?
They don't enjoy this kind of stuff. Like when I text you
I wonder
guys,
why.
if I call you guys like, no, not even this. Like any kind of like, I don't know, like
Meme shit.
not niche. It's just like I'll text you guys and go like, you guys are a bunch of little clitorises, and then that'll be fine because it's Patrick, he's a weirdo, and you guys will send me similar stuff. You'll be like, oh, you're a big bitch, I'm gonna take your cheeks. And if I send it to my little brother or my older brother, They wouldn't find it funny. They would be like, "What are you doing? You're weird."
Yeah, that's definitely something you have to warm up to. That's definitely something you don't just...
Except, I know that my little brother has that kind of sense of humor because that's the way he talks to his friends. It's just with me, I guess I'm not loud.
Yeah.
It's annoying. I can't call him a bitch or anything, or else he'll be like, "I'm not a bitch. What are you talking about? Jesus Christ, Patrick, calm down."
You're the bitch.
I'm joking. It's always a joke. I hate having to explain how often I'm joking. Maybe I'm not even sarcastic most of the time, but if I start out conversating with something, I'll just call them names and make fun of them and criticize them. Maybe I get confused with someone who's genuinely making fun of them, but I feel like if someone didn't like you that much and was going to that length to make fun of you, why would they still be talking to you? Well, that doesn't really make a lot of sense because people are idiots and assholes, but like, I don't know. I'm not a bad guy, I think.
I know a lot of people that would think like, "Oh, why is Patrick so mean to everyone all the time?" I'm just like, you kind of like have to like just understand it. Like I felt like such a like alone in the fact that, especially at the pool, when we would work together and everyone would just like not get what you were about or what you were saying, and I'd be the only one that's like, I know this is not coming from a place of like ill intent.
I've
like,
never said anything
like,
mean to anybody's face at the pool.
To anybody's face.
Yeah.
It's very specific.
We
wording.
got into some... Working at a pool will make you a fucking psycho and will remove any kind of nice feelings you'd have towards like fellow employees and also patrons. You will come up with the most creative insults and hateful shit in the world if you do not like your job. It's incredible.
I'm a cashier.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I always think you're a baker. Like, I know you work at a
I'm actually,
a bakery,
I
and I'm
make
just
the
like,
cakes.
oh, you actually do take part in that.
I help.
Okay.
I do like the decoration on the simple cakes.
Okay,
like PETA from Hunger Games. Can you camouflage yourself? And
Nope.
Make me some bread, bitch.
No, that's not what I do.
I'm gonna draw.
Do you bake people loaves of breads as a sign of your love?
We don't make bread. God, the people on Xbox make fun of me for this. How are you a bakery? You don't make bread. Shut up, Patrick.
I never said
I'm not
that.
talking to this Patrick. I'm talking to the Patrick that says that on Xbox.
Who's
It's
that?
not you. I do it for a different Patrick when I'm in the other parties.
Oh, so you got different Patricks now.
You're cheating on me?
Sleeping around with
Yeah.
other Patricks. Is this like a real sore spot for you where you find it almost offensive that people are like, haha, make bread, idiot? Like, is that a slur to you? Like, that people call you a bread baker? Like a filthy fucking
slur.
bread baker?
Oh, what do you make if you don't make bread? Because bakeries only make bread. Shut up.
That's like the first thing I think of
Go away.
besides cake when I think of bakeries.
I mean, it's quite literally one of the most basic things you can bake.
Because most
Even
of the
though
things that
baking
you're
bread is
making in a
actually quite
bakery are
difficult.
a significant portion bread.
Or bread, or yeah, some sort of like flour thing. Like, I would say cake is actually
Fancy bread.
easier than making a loaf of bread. Actually,
I love
making
bread.
a
Making
loaf
bread
of
is my
bread.
favorite
we make
shit.
three layer cakes. We don't make the like grocery store like
Oh, I know, but even making that
a
shit
bunch
from
of cake and cover it with icing.
I would say
That's
even
not-
making
I
that
hate
shit from
those fucking
scratch is
cakes so
easier.
much. I hate cakes that are just like 80 pounds of icing. Ugh.
Dude, I mean, I hate cakes that are too little icing, to be honest. Like, I love me some fucking icing. And if there's like a part of the cake that's uncovered by icing, I kind of like don't fuck with it.
What?
Unless like the texture of the moisture is like good. Not the texture of the moisture. The texture of the cake itself is good. If you make that like well and make it like sweet,
You've never had
then
pound
it can like
cake
and
then.
fluffy. Dude, my parents would make pound cake all the fucking time
Love
at home,
pound
but it
cake.
wasn't pound cake. It was just the fucking cake mix without any frosting on it.
Then it's
They
not
were like,
pound
Here,
cake."
here's some fucking pound cake. And I was like, this isn't fucking pound cake. It just tastes like it's a shitty cake with no frosting.
Pound
This
cake is a
literally meant
very
to be-
dense, very rich cake that needs no frosting at all. It's so fucking delicious. This is a stupid conversation about nothing, but like,
Oh, no, it's not. I take my baking very seriously.
I do
I'm so
too.
cozy on
I
it.
like baking bread. It's probably my favorite thing to do.
You want my job, please?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, how much do you get paid if you're allowed to talk about that? I'm curious how much a baker makes this day and age.
10 something?
An hour.
Interesting. That's not bad.
No, a month, Patrick. Yes, an hour.
That's pretty good, especially considering like Virginia minimum wage is still like $7.25, which is like fucking awful. Which is why I'm glad I'm working in DC this summer where the minimum wage is like $5 higher.
I don't care,
amazing.
Ben. You shut up about your job. No, I'm just kidding.
Patrick.
Wow. Well then.
This thing fucking hurts.
Mr. has to bring up the fact that he's a model every freaking podcast.
Yo, dude, I got a message the other day that was like the pinnacle of things I don't care about and don't want to talk about. It was, Yama, do you remember the girl I first dated in high school?
I remember a girl you dated in high school. Yes. Her name start with a
yes,
M?
I'll call her Mike.
Okay.
Mike.
Okay, all
and
right.
the first
Good
message
cover.
I got from this girl on Tinder was, "Are you that guy from Vine? And did you date a girl named Mike? And were you a model at some point?" I was just like, that checks all of my stupid boxes. So goodbye for you. Goodbye. I don't want to talk to you.
And do you live at this address?
Is this a list of your least favorite subjects to
number?
talk about? Yeah, it is. Goodbye.
Oh, God. All right.
Are you the Vine guy?
Are you the Vine guy?
No.
Oh, interesting. Patrick, guys, I'm gonna be in the area Friday night.
What did you make
till
it?
Oh, I'm not
for
gonna
like a
be.
week.
I'm gonna be busy that time when you're here.
Oh,
Sorry.
interesting. Oh, okay. Interesting, Yaman. I guess we'll just make just do stuff without you. You know, we can have fun without you. I think
You're assuming
you
a lot about whether or not
Okay.
I'm gonna be free.
know. I think you know.
I'm gonna be busy
I
with
rented out-
Yama. We're gonna be digging ditches.
Yeah, it's like Patrick's gonna be at my house. We're busy.
You know, I rented out the laser tag place. You know,
What?
if you wanted to like go hang out. You know, we could go like to the mall, maybe.
You're
go
listing things that
try
I
on
hate
some things.
stuff. You hate that stuff. We could go see.
Okay, how about-
I'm seeing Annihilation tonight.
Oh shit, I want to see that.
It looks good. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks fucking
But
dope.
there's like other movies
going
that are
alone?
probably going to be out more around the time that you're here. So
Yeah, I'm here for a fucking week, so we have plenty of time to do shit.
I'll go see a
I'm
movie
gonna
with you.
I'm sorry. When are you coming? When are you coming down?
I'm coming down Friday night, and I'll be there until the following Sunday, so like 10 days or so.
You guys want to see
Something
the
like that.
Vore picture I just drew?
No, really don't.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Nope. Please don't.
Stop.
Oh my God.
God.
It's so accurate to what it actually is. Look it up.
Why?
Don't-
Like, why?
Why?
It's my favorite thing. I love cringy little weird people who draw stuff on the
You're
internet.
so weird. You're s-
I mean,
that Instagram page with the whole like the art that's all like dark, like the Fairly Odd Parents comments.
I love
That's
that
basically it. That's
That
basically it. Yeah.
that is pretty
It's funny.
oddly
It's funny
entertaining.
as shit. Like the one where Timmy's just like, he's like, I can't believe you're pregnant. And then Wanda's just like, I don't know what we should do. And then Timmy's just like, well, I wish you had an abortion. And then Wanda's holding up
She
the
holds
rules
up-
and she's like, you can't hurt humans, Timmy.
That
It's
was horrible.
amazing.
Don't they all die in the end or
No,
something?
well, Wanda died.
Timmy-
No, Wanda's like in the hospital.
Timmy kills himself.
Having like, I think the idea is Cosmo died of a overdose for drinking, and then
Somebody hangs himself.
or maybe he hangs himself, and then Wanda. It's like a stolen couple of images from this old doctor comic or something like that, and it's just Timmy running into the hospital, and then he goes to her bed, and she had like a miscarriage. Yeah.
or an abortion.
No, the person literally said in the comments that
Oh.
she had a miscarriage. We're keeping a canon here, all right?
I'm glad he clarified.
She. Yeah,
She?
She.
oh yeah, it is a she that makes those comics.
I'm glad she clarified. I can't talk.
That shit is so fucked up. It's funny how invested I was actually in that fucking Fairly Odd Parents.
I really
Did you guys
was.
send it
Storyline.
in the group thing on Instagram, or did I?
I think
I saw
you.
it on Twitter. I sent it in Twitter, and I'm assuming one of you two saw the artist's name and went and did some research
It was
and found
me.
him on Instagram. So yeah,
was
so
you.
I because I know I saw one panel on
You can't
Twitter.
hurt
I think it was
humans,
like, what do you
Timmy.
mean the condom broke? Oh yeah.
I mean, like the only shit you send us on Instagram, Patrick, is all like kind of fucked up, but like
No, I
it's
send you
all
comic
usually
panels.
pretty
too.
funny. Oh, but I don't read those, so those don't count.
I also send you stupid
Except
memes. I send those Black Ops zombie noises vines a lot.
those are
Those
good.
Those are my favorite.
That's
things.
Those
a
are
good-
I can't explain it. They're
Because
so
you
good.
don't see it coming, and it's like the normal video that you've seen 100 times, like that girl who's like at the counter when the guy walks up and says, "Do y'all sell donuts?" and then she's like, "Ah."
That's a good meme format. God damn, I love that.
And also
shit.
that sign, the dude is like, "Prove me wrong" or whatever. That recent thing.
Oh yeah, that's fucking Steven Crowder, who's like an annoying fucking conservative YouTube pundit. Yeah, I fucking hate that dude. But
it's a good meme though.
Yeah.
There was the one
although I'm
where it
sure
was
he
like,
loves the fact that he's getting memed, so he gets like all this like attention.
All the attention,
Yeah, I'm sure
the one where it's like Ratatouille could beat the shit out of
yeah.
His name is
Stuart Little.
Remy.
Yeah.
Change my mind.
Yeah.
Whatever. I was reading the fucking.
I just
meme.
saw a tweet that was like really good about that. Somebody said, his name is Remy, not Ratatouille. His name is Frankenstein's monster, not Frankenstein of our generation.
Oh shit, I didn't know. Okay, so we have some fan mail to get through, so I'm gonna pivot to that.
Please
now.
don't read all of it. All right,
No, I mean these are just the emails.
I'm gonna do one because mine are softballs and they're easier to read.
Softballs, okay.
Wow, I got a couple.
I love softballs.
I didn't even know we got some of these. Patrick, you must have beat me to the punch here.
I star all the ones that are important and I delete all the ones that are not.
Okay. I feel bad. Just so people know, when you send us things and we don't reply, especially on the email, it's because we're saving them to discuss them on the podcast.
It's because we think they're garbage and we're not going to read them out loud.
Exactly.
He's lying
Some
to
questions
you.
are back buttons.
I'm here for the people. I'll give it to you straight.
Actually, I also want to go through the iTunes reviews because we promised we would go through that. But Patrick, you can do your thing. We'll do the emails, then we'll do the podcast reviews.
Alkmassar.
Pull up YouTube comments.
Alkmassar says, "Can you solve the mystery of why all girls now look the same? Same hairstyles, same glow, selfies, same Snapchat filters, same makeup styles, like all the eyebrows are all the same. Will this trend ever die, or will I kill myself before it does? Oh, and their clothes too. Retro styles were nice when it was just on the down low, but now all the white bitches ruined it."
I think you.
Somebody's
like
tired of being
that.
single, and
I don't like
I
that.
think somebody's
I don't like
very
any
bitter.
of that. Like
they're describing trends.
That's a shitty thing. Like even if like, who cares? Like I don't know. That's such a weird thing to have an issue with. Like, if people all have a similar style, like yeah, welcome to fucking like popular culture.
I love the
like,
new style. I really love the throwback like 70s clothes and jean jackets and stuff. I'm sorry.
That's all cool, but not even like everyone dresses like that. The only people I know that dress like that are like my like liberal like college like kind of hipster friends. Like there's still like other like sorority girls that like don't dress like that at all. But yeah.
I think they're just sort of they've noticed that, and then they're saying was like, why is everyone doing that? It's just like you're describing a trend, and trends happen over years. It's just like back in the 90s when people wore parachute pants and stuff. It's just people do that because it becomes popular based on like celebrities and stuff. Like Yeezy just has like trash can clothes, and now everybody's just like, I want to wear ripped everything and have a shirt that has 87 holes in it, and people are like, what's going on? It's just like he's standing up there showing you that it's cool, and then they're wearing it. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the phenomenon.
It's not.
All right, next email.
All right, this email is from Danny. From the Prude's Gmail account. Hey, thanks again for making amusing content. I wrote to you before about me drowning while thinking about Patrick's Tinder adventures. And you mentioned it, so thanks. To clarify, I am a guy. Sorry for the confusion. I mainly wanted to get you these quick doodles I made of you after school while helping my brother make a trebuchet for his senior project. Anyways, I made doodles of Alex in one of his Instagram photos, one of Patrick's flattering faces he posts to Snapchat, and attempted to draw Yaman despite the lack of actual proof of his existence. Of course,
I'm actually a robot.
Of course.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to say
that.
that.
You don't exist.
Robots do exist, but Yaman as an entity doesn't really exist.
I'm actually an AI that it's on a program. They hit play and I
like
talk
from Red versus Blue
for an hour and a half.
That's a real ethical question if Yaman actually exists or not, since he's only an artificial intelligence. But we'll get to that in another episode.
What?
I swear Instagram is gonna become like the place where I only put like.
Well, this guy has his own theory. The lack of photo evidence of Yaman is, as we all know, because he's just a collection of chameleons pretending to be one human being.
You can't say that on the podcast. They'll know.
Anyways, thanks for the entertainment you provide after school. I will be stuck in the lab after school until the end of the year working on the trebuchet. So your podcast is deeply appreciated for the content it provides us. Thanks, Danny.
I like the
way also
he
linked
drew
to the doodles. We're going to post those. Thank you, Danny. That was fucking hilarious.
Wow. I like the way he drew me a lot.
Yeah, right. I don't know why I didn't see this sooner. We should post
because
this later.
he sent him.
Send it in the group chat. Can you send it in the group chat, please?
He sent in these little files in like Google Drive links, and I can't download them. It's weird.
You can't? Oh, I'll do it then later. But yeah, we also got an email from Sam. Hey there, just started university or college or whatever you guys call it in the U.S., and I was wondering if you have any advice on study routines, how to survive all-nighters, etc.
Don't.
If you have any good stories about college, if you studied or are studying, thanks. P.S. Glad you guys liked the fan art I did the other week. P.P.S. Love your podcast. I can relate to a lot of your opinions, and it makes me happy. So Sam, thank you. And they also linked that picture of Tom Hardy as Bronson that you tweeted out for some reason. But I guess as far as college advice goes, see, my experience in college is like very unconventional because journalism is not, to be honest, that demanding. It's just a lot of field work, and I don't think I've never pulled an all-nighter in college, even for any of my other non-journalism related classes. It's kind of just like an organizational thing, honestly. Like, manage your time well, find time to do your shit, don't start projects the night before ever. At least give yourself a week. Like, I don't know. It's really just a big time management thing. That's like the biggest thing I can like preach or give to. I know Yaman has an actual like field of study that's more serious than mine, so I'm sure he has more to say on that than I do.
We get projects where I'm computer science, so there's a lot of programming, and we get projects that you literally spend like 10 to like 18 hours on. So it's impossible. Like, it's not like one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'll start it, the night before and I'll get a decent grade. I'll get a, crappy grade even. I don't care as long as I don't put in a bunch of time. You just can't do that sometimes. And all-nighters aren't really that big of a thing when it comes to assignments because lots of the things, at least for me, are due on midnight, like online. So, most of your crap is due by midnight. And unless it's like an exam or something, then I could see you staying up super late to study. But I haven't had to pull an all-nighter because if it's due at midnight... Yeah. It's due at midnight. That's it.
You physically cannot go into the night making that because it will be late.
Yeah. It's kind of nice. It's like forcing you to, like, once it's past midnight, that's it. You don't have to think about it anymore. Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah. Next one. This one is for Patrick.
Shut up.
Oh, okay, you got one?
Wait, are you pushing these away so that we don't have them stuck in the inbox?
Yeah. I am.
You didn't now, did you? Fucking liar. Anyway,
I can't. Oh, here. Yep, I did it.
It starts with Danny, I think.
I got rid of it. Yeah.
All right. So this one's from Fleur Menassant. Favorite donut flavor, and if you could be any Disney character, who would you be and why?
Donut flavors is pretty easy.
Strawberry sprinkle.
It also depends on the location. If I'm at Krispy Kreme and it's hot and fresh, it's glazed, no question. The hot and fresh glaze that melt in your mouth is the best donuts I've ever had, bar none.
They are hands down the best.
Hands down the best.
I'll second that.
If I'm up here in Boston where Krispy Kreme doesn't exist because this stupid fucking state has some weird allegiance to Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh my god, dude. I have family. Sorry to interrupt. I have family in Boston, and like, there's like a Dunkin' Donuts like every like block, and it's fucking crazy. Like, there's Dunkin' Donuts there, like the way there's McDonald's here. Like, it's literally fucking everywhere.
It's ridiculous. I have no idea why. There's a Dunkin' literally a block over from me right now.
God.
But if I am here and I obviously don't go to Dunkin', there's a lot of really cool local donut places. I really like this one called Union Square Donuts. They have like incredible flavors. They have this like hazelnut, brown sugar batter thing. It's amazing. It's really good. So those would be my two like favorite donuts.
Was there a second part to that question?
If you could be any Disney character,
Disney.
who would you be and why?
We'll do donut first. How about that? We'll just do donut first, and then we'll go back and do the Disney thing.
I already said donut.
Yeah.
It's your turn, Yaman.
Yeah. So Patrick.
Oh, I said
Patrick said chocolate.
There's this big box of donuts that you can get at BJ's, which is this amazing store. It's just like a huge store full of huge amounts of everything. And if you get this donut box, it's just like the size of, like, it's huge. It's like the size of your head. And I just get one of those strawberry donuts, and then I'm good. But yeah, that's it for me. Disney character,
yeah,
Aladdin, because I want to live there.
Okay.
Oh no, Sinbad. Sinbad.
Okay, you can be Sinbad. You can be. If it's not Krispy Kreme, if it's like, I mean, I don't really eat a lot of donuts, but like, if it's something like Dunkin' Donuts, probably have to be Boston Cream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's also really good.
If I was a Disney character, who would I be? Honestly, I'm probably a lot more like Woody from Toy Story than I want to admit. Like, just a motherfucker that takes shit too seriously, is not actually like physically adept.
Who's the Buzz to your Woody?
Probably you. Well, no, you're like not.
Oh.
How is that an awe? They both hate each other.
Oh.
No, they don't.
I thought
mean,
they hated
like
each
do
other.
initially. They do initially.
I only saw the first Toy Story movie, and I never watched it.
It's
either.
literally
Me too.
like they bicker like you two bicker.
Yeah.
You're
so.
bicker.
Yaman, what Disney character would you be?
I'd be the main character from Sky High, who doesn't have any powers at first, but then they show up right when he needs them, and he saves the school.
Fair.
movie.
That's actually a good comparison. Okay. Moving on. This email is from Naomi. Hey guys, my name's Naomi, and I'm a huge fan of the podcast.
Hi, Naomi.
Super enjoyable to listen to, especially when I'm doing college work. I have a question for Patrick. Vine is coming back. Will you be joining it again? And who do you not want to see back on Vine? Really love the podcast. Keep up the good work. X, love from London. Ooh, international listener. Thank you very much for that, Naomi.
I mean, the last one was, or not the last one. The university one was international.
Oh, right.
Yeah, sure I will.
Right.
Who do I not want to be on the app? Is that the question?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Alex, Jesus.
I thought you were just like phrasing it for
no,
yourself.
yeah, Patrick. I thought
all
you
the
were
regular ideas of who I don't want to, like Nash Greer and all those stupid kids, like Lele Pons. But it's not so much that I don't want them to be on. I want them like to install some government law that restricts them from being able to use a fucking app for stupid videos. I just don't want them to be idiots anymore, and I want them to make funny stuff. I want everybody to be funny.
It became very like high school, like popular kids style, where like didn't matter what they did.
As long as they were pretty.
Yep, it became that kind of thing.
A lot of girls walking down the street somewhere, and then a bunch of dudes standing there, and then they go like, "Damn!" And then there's a joke.
Close up on the ass.
There's a joke in there somewhere, I assume.
Joke. Yeah. That's it.
My favorite.
Wow, look at
my
that.
favorite vines. My favorite vines were the meta ones where it would start out like it's just like haha joke, and then they turn to the camera and they go like, "Hey guys, thank you for watching. If you could," because that's pretty much what vines were becoming, just like plugs for their own social media.
I mean, those were the clever ones.
Yeah.
Usually.
All right. This next email is from.
Wait.
Brenda, I think.
Wait.
Oh yeah, Brenda.
Wait.
Okay, sorry. Excuse me.
Shut up.
Cutting me off at every time.
Grace Abrian, how old are you? Where are you from? And where do you go to school? Oh.
You want my address too?
I'm
Social Security?
20. I'm from Virginia, and I went to California University of Pennsylvania.
California. That always makes me
stupid
laugh.
Yeah,
school.
when you told me that, I was
joke.
like super fucking
What a
stupid.
fucking
name for a
joke.
school.
Yeah.
What a joke. All right, I am 19. Virginia as well. George Mason University.
I am 20. I go to Boston University, but I'm also from Virginia, from where these boys are from. That's where we are from.
Pedoncletitis Bledangnatwad, Boise State University.
All right, on to Brenda's.
All right, this is Brenda's email. Hey guys, I've been a fan of your podcast for a while, and you guys make me laugh and get serious moments with you all. You guys inspired me to start my own podcast, a work in progress because we still need to get mics for my friends and I. Any idea to get a cheap but good quality mic? I would recommend the Blue Snowball.
That's not cheap.
It's pretty cheap as far as
I'd recommend
mics go.
taking Patrick's and
My
just kind
old
of
one
using
works
it
fine.
without
My
ever
old one
really
works
Get a
fine.
Blue
paying him.
Snowball.
Don't get a Blue Snowball.
If you don't want to get a Blue
that's
Snowball,
really expensive. It's like
they
$70.
are not that expensive. Patrick, that is so cheap for mics. That is
No,
so cheap
because
for
I've
mics.
gotten cheaper and they work just fine. So
No, okay. I mean, my mic was 50. I have the Blue Snowball condenser, which only has one mode, which is like fine. So I recommend that just to start
don't go
out.
above 50. How about that for your starter mic? Because it's like
Sure.
think about how often you're going to use it.
But one recommendation I do want to note, and this is something I wish I knew before we all got our mics, is that the kind the kind of microphone technology that's in the blue snowballs isn't good for recording all in the same room. Like when we tried to do that, we were all picking up each other's voices and it was a fucking mess. The kind of microphone that you want if you're all going to be in the same room,
you need a switchboard if you're going to do that.
No.
You need some kind of
not
mixer,
only do you need a switchboard and a mixer, but you still need a condenser, what's called a condenser microphone, which will only pick up directly what's in front of you and nothing else. It will ignore everything else. Oh, no, sorry, it's not a.
I think the best way to do it is just get a cheap $50 mic, have Skype, and some kind of recording software. Do it like that. It's easier than any other way you can do it. If you're friends, if you're both living in somewhere separate, just do it that way.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. The kind of microphone is a cardioid microphone. That's the one that picks up directly on your voice. That's the kind that people like the H3H3 podcast use and like all the like the professional-ish people. And you can get pretty decent cheap cardioid microphones. I was looking earlier today for like $50 from reputable brands like Audio-Technica and stuff. So I recommend doing that if you're going to do it in the same room.
Hey, Pena.
Yes.
This is my favorite artery, the cardioid artery.
Get the fuck out of here. Anyways, the rest of the email reads, and one thing I want to ask you guys is, what is one of the dumbest things that you thought was a fact to yourself? For me, I thought I believed the sun sat in the east because I had a teacher who taught me that, and it wasn't until January of this year that I told my friend that, and now I get laughed at. I'm cool with it because I really do not give a crap. Signed, Brenda, a.k.a. no-name Corgi. Interesting.
What is the dumbest thing? Well, both of us, I convinced myself.
Like the dumbest fact we thought was real, I guess.
I convinced myself based on just hearsay that stress cards were a thing in the Army. And then I literally asked my sister, and she was like,
yes. We talked about that for like, that was a segment minutes. On one of our episodes, and I was like, is this real?
You didn't say, is this real? You were like, wow, that sounds terrible. You never fucking questioned it for a second, you dumb liar.
We talked about it as if it was real, and then as we got further and further
then
along,
I said,
to Google it,
after I Googled it, let me see if this is real. I'm taking all the fucking credit because I brought it up and I fixed myself. So
yeah, exactly. All right.
I also thought that, never mind, that would be offensive.
Yeah, you piece of shit.
Wait.
Oh, actually, hang on. There's one funny... Fine, Patrick, you do your thing.
No, Yaman has to answer. What's his dumb thing?
Oh, right. What's your dumb thing?
Like a dumb thing that I thought was a thing?
Yeah.
For longer than I care to admit, I thought... What was it? Los Angeles was in New York. Or I don't know if it was Los Angeles. I thought someplace was in New York when it was clearly not even close. Just how little I know about geography.
Wow.
And my country.
I'd fucking slap you.
Yeah, I think it was Los Angeles. I think I thought Los Angeles was in New York.
Someone left a really funny podcast review. They just took the copy pasta about, according to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Yeah. And then they just post, it's the scripts to be a movie until they hit the character limit for the reviews. So thank you, K-Tivity on iTunes for doing that. If you want to leave your own iTunes review, feel free. We're about to hit 50 5-star reviews, so that'd be sick. Patrick, you got anything else, or should we close it out?
Wow, Jesus. Yeah, let's probably close it out. I was gonna say I have more Insta stuff, but then I realized that most of them are kind of dumb.
Sexually charged, maybe.
No, I said
lots of
dumb.
Lots of Vore
You're
content.
assuming a lot about them. I wish people would send me questions like that.
You should
Who's
not
your favorite
say
Vore
that.
artist?
Please send us your favorite
piece?
Vore artist.
Send it to
Send
Patrick.
it to the Prude dude's email.
Directly him
prudedudes@gmail.com.
or to Patrick. That works.
Yeah.
You can do it to Patrick too. Just directly
Send
to
it.
Patrick's
What's your Twitter?
Send it directly to,
I don't know. Alex does that.
Our individual accounts, @_Yaman, @AlexPena97, or @PatrickCharles05. If you want to send us any business inquiries, fan art, or, I don't know, Vore content, you can send it to prudedudes@gmail.com or on Instagram and Twitter @PrudeDudes. Thank you again for listening, guys, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye.